Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Jayo Jagannath, Jayo Jagannath, Baladeva Jai Sri Subhadra. Jayo Radha Vallabha, Radha Vallabha Se Radhe. Jayo Radha Vallabha, Radha Vallabha Se Radhe. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jayo Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य असुतोष श्री श्रीमद् अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada की जय. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, chapter number 24, verse number 60. Karmani aparimeyani, Karmani aparimeyani, Manasapi Sureshware, Manasapi Sureshware, Sahasankarshanas Chakre, Sahasankarshanas Chakre, Bhagavan Madhusudanaha, Bhagavan Madhusudanaha, Karmani aparimeyani, Manasapi Sureshware, Sahasankarshanas Chakre, Bhagavan Madhusudanaha, Karmani aparimeyani, Manasapi Sureshware, Sahasankarshanas Chakre, Bhagavan Madhusudanaha. Mataji's. Manasapi sureshware sahasankarshanas chakre Bhagavan Madhusudanaha karmani aprimeyani manasapi sureshware sahasankarshanas chakre Bhagavan Madhusudanaha. Karmani, activities. Aparimeyani, immeasurable, unlimited. Manasapi, even by such plans, perceived within the mind. Sura Ishvarahe, by the controllers of the universe, like Brahma and Shiva. Saha Sankarshanaha, along with Sankarshan, Baldev. Chakre, performed. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Madhusudanaha, the killer of the Madhu demon. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, with the cooperation of Sankarshan, Balram, performed activities beyond the mental comprehension of even such personalities as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. For instance, Krishna arranged the battle of Kurukshetra to kill many demons for the relief of entire world. We'll read verse 61 and 62 also. So for tomorrow it's 63. Verse 61. To show causeless mercy to the devotees who would take birth in the future, in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering Him, one will be freed from all lamentations and unhappiness of material existence. In other words, He acted so that all future devotees, by accepting the instructions of Krishna consciousness stated in the Bhagavad Gita, could be relieved from the pangs of material existence. It has a very short purport. This is the purport. The Lord's activities of saving the devotees and killing the demons, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam, takes place side by side. Krishna actually appears for the deliverance of the sadhus or bhaktas. But by killing the demons, He shows them mercy also. For anyone killed by Krishna is liberated. Whether the Lord kills or gives protection, He is kind to both the demons and the devotees. Verse 62. Simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendental ears, the devotees of the Lord are immediately freed from strong material desires and engagement in fruitive activities. Purport. When the devotees orally receive the activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead as enacted in Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, they immediately achieve a transcendental vision in which they are no longer interested in materialistic activities. Thus, they achieve freedom from the material world. For sense gratification, practically everyone is engaged in materialistic activities, which prolong the process of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, birth, death, old age and disease. But the devotees, simply by hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and further relishing the narrations of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, becomes so pure that he no longer takes interest in materialistic activities. At the moment, devotees in the Western countries are being attracted by Krishna consciousness and becoming uninterested in materialistic activities, and therefore people are trying to oppose this movement. But they cannot possibly check this movement or stop the activities of the devotees in Europe and America by their artificial impositions. Here the word Shrotra Jalir Upasprishya indicate that simply by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord, the devotees become so pure that they are immediately immune to the contamination of materialistic fruitive activities. Anya bhilashita shunyam. Materialistic activities are unnecessary for the soul, and therefore the devotees are freed from such activities. The devotees are situated in liberation, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, and therefore they cannot be called back to their material homes and materialistic activities. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuthapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So we are not very far from entering into 10th canto. I've reduced one more day today by reading an extra verse. Okay. So just 4 more verses to go. That's it. There we are. We enter 10th canto. So this particular section starting from verse 56 till 67 is directly bringing the attention of the audience, which begins with Parikshit Maharaj, to appearance of Lord Krishna. So all these verses are preparing the audience now to get into the mood of hearing Krishna Katha. And this particular verse, what we read today, especially 60, 61, 62, all three, are describing something very interesting, that the activities of the Lord are so beyond imagination of personalities like Lord Brahma or Shiva that even they get bewildered, even it confuses them. Then what to speak of ordinary people? Especially if we see Krishna's activities are so bewildering that now as devotees, because we have heard from so many lectures, so many devotees, Prabhupada has given purports, so many acharyas' commentaries we have access to. So we may forget after a few years how confusing Krishna's activities could be if we had no access to these sources to hear Krishna Leela. Because when Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva themselves can get bewildered when they see Krishna acting, then of course we have no hope. So in verse number 61 and 62, especially in verse number 61, the word comes is supunyam, that the activities of the Lord are pious and transcendental. And how typically Vishwanath Thakur, in his style, he does that. He becomes an advocate to defeat certain points. And he says it's not possible. The activities of the Lord are not just supunya, which can give you swarga or heavenly planets. And he gives an explanation. He says, if you hear about Krishna you make a cup of your ear and you hear about Krishna. And when you make that cup, so much of nectar that goes in your ears. He said, you don't even need that much nectar to attain liberation and leave the cycle of samsara chakra. You just need, he uses the word, he said, only achman is enough. You don't even have to drink. Achman means 3 drops. He says, you just need some achman of Krishna Katha, and the desire to enjoy in this world will vanish. What to speak of drinking it, like thoroughly drinking it. So, and he says Swarga is very low in comparison to what Krishna Katha can offer. And it's so true also that the activities of the Lord are so attractive, as the verse number 62 says, that purposefully Lord has acted in a way that when he departs this planet, for the residents of Kali Yuga, something so wonderful will be left that the same result will be achieved as if we are seeing the Lord face to face. If you see the verse, not 62, 61. To show causeless mercy to the devotees who would take birth in the future in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering him, one will be freed from lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. When I was reading this verse, I thought in the purport maybe Srila Prabhupada will talk about Lord Chaitanya. Because in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya comes and he gives the holy name. But of course, neither Prabhupada talks about it, neither Vishnu Chakri Thakur talks about it, neither other acharyas they talk about it, because they are glorifying the pastimes of the Lord here. And because the pastimes of the Lord are glorified, these pastimes, if heard through proper disciplic succession for us, whom we are very fortunate that it's coming from Lord Chaitanya, will give this result. But there is a prelude to it. Who becomes qualified to hear these pastimes? And for that we will go a little bit towards the first canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. There is a series of verses, a very amazing, like a necklace of verses in the second chapter, which is a chapter which Prabhupada says all of us should memorize through and through, the full chapter. So I'll just read 5 verses from that chapter which strings this all together, that how liberation from material existence happens through hearing about Krishna, but what makes it possible for a devotee to hear about Krishna? What qualifies the devotee so that the devotee can hear about Krishna? Those verses are very nice. So if you want to open your smartphones or any gadget you have, it's 1.2.16 onwards. So we'll read 5 verses. 1.2.16 onwards. I'll give 10 seconds to open. Okay. Shushrosadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Sayanmayat Sevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nisevanat. O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all vices, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. Now this is very critical. If someone does not have an attitude of serving the devotees, the desire to hear about Krishna will not take birth. Now one can come and do seva in the temple for years, serve the deities, clean the courtyard, whatever. But if the attitude of serving the devotee is not there, that what can I do to please devotees? The desire or the deep affinity, as the verse says, to hear about Krishna and his activities will not take place. We hear that pastime of one of the Alvars, I can't remember his name, who would talk to the deity and serve the deities, I think Ranganath deities, and he asked the Lord that, my dear Lord, after this life I finish, I'm going back to you, right? The Lord said, no, you're not coming back to Vaikuntha. And he said, how is it possible? I'm talking to you. I'm so much attached to you that I am able to talk to you. And you talk to me every day. How is it that I am not qualified to enter Vaikuntha? And the Lord says, because you have not served my devotees. So he dropped his service to the deities and he went and searched for the devotees to serve. So this is what happens when this attitude comes. And this is exactly what Srila Prabhupada exemplified, that he just served his spiritual master. And his followers exemplified the same thing, that they served Srila Prabhupada. And that's exactly same is expected from us, that we try to serve our spiritual masters and the authorities we are serving under and the devotees whom are guiding us. Something very mystical happens in the heart, as Bhagavatam confirms, that one likes to hear about Krishna after that. I don't know how it works, but that's what Bhagavatam says. But something happens that when we serve devotees, and then what happens is the next verse. That's why it's an amazing chain, a very progressive chain of verses. Verse number 17 in the first canto, second chapter. Shrinvatam Sakha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hridyantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti suhritsatam. These are very famous verses. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is Paramatma, super soul, in everyone's heart and the benefactor of truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So now, when a devotee develops an attitude of seva, the desire to hear about Krishna arises. With that, when one starts hearing about Krishna, then the Supreme Lord starts the cleaning process. And the cleaning process is Hridyantasto hi abhadrani. All the abhadra. We have Ma Subhadra, Mother Subhadra on the altar. Bhadra means auspicious. Subhadra means very auspicious. Abhadra means completely inauspicious. So all the abhadra, all inauspiciousness in the heart is destroyed. And if we take few seconds to think about what abhadra are we talking about here? Any guesses? Anyone would like to say what abhadra it refers to? What is this abhadra which is removed just by hearing about the Lord? Lust, anger, greed, yes? You said someone said something? Huh? What is that anartha? What is that abhadra? Material desires, yes. Huh? Envy, yes. So lust, anger, greed, envy, madness, illusion, material desires. Pride. Yeah, the desire to, or the desire, or the behavior, or the existence of thinking that I am this body and living your life based on that is reduced. Yes, you're saying something? Huh? False ego. Okay, yes, false ego is removed. Yes, this all is removed, and the abhadra of thinking oneself the center of the universe, all in all, everything has to rotate around me is removed. And that abhadra stops all of us from bringing Krishna in the center of our lives. And it's a very hard abhadra to remove. Everything we do, every activity we do, every move we make, every puja, arti we do, every class we give, every kirtan we do, every service we do, we put ourselves in the center. Marathon time, morning score, to hear that is we in the center actually. How my kirtan is received, how my class is received, how I am looking at the altar, how I appear at the altar, how my garland looks on the deity. This is all me in the center, right? It's a serious abhadra. And sometimes it just gets so heavily overlooked that years and decades can pass and this abhadra stays. But when we hear about Krishna, it's removed. Gradually. Then what happens? The cleansing continues. Verse number 18. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. Continuing on the same theme. All that is troublesome to the heart is completely destroyed. Now exactly what happens is verse number 19, how we get freed from the modes. Tada rajastama bhava kama lobha dayaschaye chetta eterana vidham sthitam sattve prasiddhati. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effect of nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappears from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness and he becomes completely happy. And then we come to this stage, which is promised here in verse number 61. And that's why I chose these few verses, this chain. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogatah bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Once one is established in the mode of goodness where one is happy, then the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. And this is exactly what this verse is offering. That one is freed from all lamentation and unhappiness of material existence and is liberated just by hearing about Krishna. But the sequence is given how gradually it happens, how the modes are removed, how from lower modes one rises to the higher modes, how lust, anger, greed, madness, envy, illusion, we being the center, this false ego, so many things we all mentioned, is removed from the core of the heart. And this is exactly where Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is promising us to take, and of course leading to 10th canto. 10th canto is going to give us some amazing pastimes of Krishna, which even bewilders Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So I was thinking of, there's so many pastimes which has bewildered these personalities, but there are two pastimes that comes to our mind which has bewildered Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma's pastimes, we all know, Brahma Vimohan Leela. Which pastime has bewildered Shivji? Which pastime has really, really bewildered Lord Shiva? One is Mohini Murti, when Lord appears as Mohini, and Lord Shiva himself is completely confused. Any other pastime that has bewildered Lord Shiva? Banasur. It comes towards the end of 10th canto, where Lord Shiva came and gave a serious fight to Lord Krishna. And they both fought. And he was defeated. Any other pastime that has bewildered Lord Shiva? No, but that Lord did not bewilder him. That he just gave the boon out of his compassion. Any pastime you can think of where Lord Shiva is bewildered by the Lord and his energy. Even I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Okay, other than Brahma Vimohan Leela, any pastime of Lord Brahma's bewilderment? When he went to Dwarka. When Lord Brahma went to Dwarka and he's standing on the gate, and the gatekeeper asks, which Brahma? And Lord Brahma is thinking, which Brahma means, how many Brahma are there? And Krishna wanted to show him something very extraordinary. So he goes in the palace, and then he sees what? That he is an ant amongst an ocean of Brahma. 10-headed Brahma, 100-headed Brahma, 1,000-headed Brahma, 10,000-headed Brahma. And he is just a tiny, insignificant Brahma sitting in a corner, experiencing this amazing, vast, expansive energy of the Lord. Any other pastime of Lord Brahma getting bewildered? Exactly. That's a very important one. When he appeared, he was so bewildered. Lord Brahma's appearance itself it's from the beginning, there is bewilderment. He just doesn't know what is the end, length, breadth of the creation, where is the stem ending to, where is it originating from, who am I, where am I coming from. And then, with this tapasya, he gets enlightenment. But I wanted to discuss a little bit on the pastime of Brahma Vimohan Leela and how it originates. Because these three verses are basically encouraging us to hear about the Lord. So I thought we'll discuss at least one pastime of the Lord. And this is exactly when it happens when Parikshit Maharaj is asking this question to Shukdev Goswami that you explain me in great detail why the cowherd boys are telling this pastime of killing of Aghasur when they are 6-year-old, whereas this pastime took place when they were 5-year-old. So Parikshit Maharaj is very curious and he is asking this question that why killing of Aghasur is not mentioned to all the residents of Vrindavan by all the cowherd boys when it actually happened. Why it was told a year later. And then this is where this pastime actually comes in life, where Shukdev Goswami explains that one day all these boys, they went to play with Krishna. And in what number? Thousands over thousands over thousands. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in that point that don't be bewildered that how this 84 course region of Vrindavan could accompany millions of cows, millions of calves, millions of friends of Krishna. And he says, he speaks like an advocate. Actually, if you read his commentary, he gives really like, his speech is like, he explains it thoroughly, he defends it. And he says, the whole region is too big for it. If you take one small piece of land of Vrindavan, that itself can accommodate billions of universes that exist here. His calculation is like that. Why? Because it is spiritual world. It has no beginning or end. So having so many millions of cowherd friends of Krishna was not a big feat. So then he says, but that day, Mother Rohini forcefully stopped Balramji to come. She wanted him to get dressed up, take bath nicely, look very beautiful because it was his birthday. So Krishna went with all the friends on that day to play. And then while playing, there's a very beautiful description of cowherd boys, how they were looking and then how Krishna was looking. And while playing, Krishna was at a distance. And suddenly all these boys, they saw a very great mountain-like looking, a cave, a massive cave-like looking personality. And some are saying, how amazing. How amazing the Lord has arranged a cave for us to play. And they're not referring to Krishna. They're referring to Almighty Lord, whoever it is. And that is so kind that He has arranged such a cave for us. Then they looked behind, and Bhagavatam says that the length of this, which is Aghasur, this cave, is 8 miles. So length of Aghasur was 8 miles. That means 12 point some kilometer. That means from here to after Westgate Bridge. Like pretty much to sports food or Yaraville, that much long was Aghasur. And when Aghasur decided that now I will sit and I'll open my mouth. So the tip of his mouth was touching the cloud, and the teeth were like upside down hills, and his mouth looked like a dead end cave which is dark inside, and very heavy warm air is coming, which is of course the amount of flesh of other animals he has eaten. It's coming from his guts. That smell is coming. So some cowherd boys, when they saw this gigantic form, they concluded it's an amazing art piece for us to play. Others said, no, it is a demon who is sitting there. But what exactly was happening, we all know. Aghasur, who was brother of Bakasur and Putana. Bakasur and Putana's third brother was Aghasur. And he was very determined that now I want to take revenge from Krishna. And he knew exactly who Krishna is. Initially they were confused that who Krishna is, and then it had to be revealed to them, okay, this is the person you want to kill. Because Kamsa himself did not know whom to kill first, initially. But Aghasur exactly knew this is the boy who has killed my brother and sister. So he planned it, he aimed where to sit, and then he had an amazing road-like tongue which he had laid down on the street, in the forest, for the boys to just walk. Now some boys, when they saw, they told, we should not go near it. It looks like a demon in the form of a snake. But then one boy said, why are you so worried? Don't you remember how Bakasur was killed? Don't you remember how other demons were killed? Even if it is a demon, Krishna is there, what is the problem? Don't waste time, let's go and enjoy. So, now when Aghasur was just thinking and planning how to kill Krishna, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says Krishna's Leela Shakti forced Aghasur to go and lie down in this form near where the boys were playing, so that he can be killed very quickly. He was so powerful that so many devatas were just waiting, when will this demon die? That means even they could not even attempt to kill him. Most of the demons which Krishna had killed, and that was the reason he had to kill, because devatas were also not capable of killing them. So then now all these boys, they run and they start entering Aghasur's body. And when they smell, they 100% conclude with no confusion, we are entering a demon's body. But their determination is so amazing, and their faith on Krishna is so amazing, that anyways Krishna will save. Now Krishna was at little distance. And this is again where Krishna's Leela Shakti covers him so that even he can enjoy a pastime, what to speak of us who will hear it later. So when Krishna saw, oh, all my friends are entering this demon, and he is a super soul, Bhagavatam says, as super soul he is hearing what they are talking. And he can hear what all the boys are talking. And he's thinking, he's right, don't go inside, it's a demon. But the others are saying, no, it's not a demon. He said, don't listen to him, he's right, don't go inside. Because as super soul he is able to hear. And then Bhagavatam says, he becomes so helpless that, oh, I could not stop my friends from entering. And that's where Acharyas explain that please do not conclude that his Shakti of Satya Sankalpa, that whatever he desires has to come to life, was not acting that time. Because Krishna desired them not to enter. So how is it possible that if Krishna has desired that they don't enter the mouth of Aghasur, all the boys still entered with the calves? Vishwanath Chakravarti explains, this is exactly how his Satya Sankalpa or his personal desire is conquered by the desire of his devotees. For the Lord, every single time in all the occasions, if he desires something, but if the devotee desires otherwise, he follows that. So his Satya Sankalpa Shakti, his potency to fulfill all his desires will naturally become secondary if his devotees desire something else. That literally translates for us in our case is that even if the Lord is not ready to give his mercy to some devotee or a person, but if a devotee has desired that please my dear Lord save him, the Lord has to do it. Basically, that's where it translates for us in our condition. And that's where the Lord says that I give my power of attorney to my Madhyamadhikari devotees who are preachers, who are selflessly preaching. Because if they desire, I want to save this devotee, even if Krishna does not want to, he has to do it. No choice. That's why the preachers in Krishna consciousness movement, especially if they are doing it purely, the Lord is bound to follow their dictate. If a book distributor desired prayers to the Lord, my dear Lord, please, I want to give books. And he is standing in a place where nobody is qualified. Lord is forced to send people who becomes qualified to take the books because he's conquered by the desire of his devotees. So now all the cowherd boys and calves are in the mouth of Aghasur. And then suddenly Lord thinks to himself, why am I worried? I am the Supreme Lord, why I am worried? I'll just go and kill this demon. Why I am taking anxiety? Why I am panicking? And there he goes, he enters Aghasur's mouth. And then we know that pastime, he enters and he starts expanding himself. Aghasur was so intelligent that he desired in his mind that I will kill all the boys, all the calves and Krishna, and Bhagavatam says, this will be like my offering of sesame seed in Pindadan to my brother and sister. You know, Pindadan, the ritual, the final rites you do for any family member, there are some rituals you do. So his ritual is when I eat all the boys and Krishna and all the calves, this is my ritual, the final rite for my brother and sister. And he's so demoniac in his mind, he's thinking, not just them, my final right includes all the residents of Vrindavan and all the cows in Vrindavan, because if the calves are dead, cows will die. If the children are dead, parents will die. So my final right to my brother and sister is 100% death of Vrindavan Vasis, all the residents of Vrindavan. And then the soul of my brother and sister will be satisfied. He had no idea. His sister had already gone to spiritual world. But as a demon, he was thinking a typical demon-like ways. Then Krishna went inside his mouth and he started increasing his size and started choking him up. And when he choked Aghasur and he died, after that something very sweet happens. Now Krishna brings back to life all the resident, all these friends and cows. And it's not, and Bhagavatam is also very poetic, and Krishna is also very sweet. He just does not end there, his pastime. Just to make them feel comfortable and happy, he shows them the beauty of the forest. He makes them calm down. You see how beautiful is that? You see how nice is that waterfall? And this is Bhagavatam explains. But then all the devatas, they come in the sky and they start playing drums, and then bugles are played and flowers are showered that Krishna has killed Aghasur, who was invincible in terms of devatas killing him. Brahmaji heard this when he was nearby. And when Brahmaji came and saw that this 12.2 kilometer long thick snake has been killed by this little boy, whom everyone is claiming is an avatar for current times, Brahmaji desired, I want to see his powers more. And that's where the 13th chapter of Bhagavatam begins. This is the 12th chapter of 10th canto, where Aghasur is killed. The 13th chapter begins with bewilderment of Brahmaji, where Brahmaji is now trying to think himself that let me try and confuse Krishna so that he can show his powers. And it's a very famous pastime. And Parikshit Maharaj's question in 13th chapter begins with this point, that why after 1 year they are telling this. And to explain the gap of 1 year of telling Aghasur's story is Brahma Vimohan Leela, is bewilderment of Brahmaji. And mind you, Balramji is not there. So there is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ekala Ishvara Krishna or Sarva Bhritya, Yare se yache nachai se taiche kare nritya. The only Supreme Lord is Krishna, rest everyone is his servant. The way he makes everyone dance, everyone is forced to dance in that tune only. And the testimony to that is even Lord Balaram, who is the source of all Narayan and Vishnu Murtis coming later, is also bewildered when Krishna, for 1 full year, expands himself into all the calves and cowherd boys, because Brahmaji has taken them away. And again, when this pastime happens, exactly at the same time, Krishna again gets bewildered when all the boys and the calves are taken away by Brahmaji. And then he thinks to himself, why am I worried? I know what has happened. I am the Supreme Lord. And then he expands, and of course the pastime, we know the pastime. I'll not get into that full pastime of Brahmaji getting bewildered. But towards the end of the pastime, where Balramji for 1 full year was noticing, even Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are noticing that why the residents of Vrindavan are not acting normal. Because Krishna has now expanded himself into all the calves and cowherd boys. So Balramji was noticing that every single time all these residents of Vrindavan, as soon as they would see Krishna, they would neglect their own children. When they give lunch to their child, they would say, make sure you share with Krishna. Why they are not doing this now? Why they are not neglecting their children when they see Krishna? Why this change has happened? And now Balramji is trying to figure out. Now how can he figure out if Krishna is trying to bewilder him? Now when Brahmaji, Shivji are bewildered, Balramji is bewildered, what is our capacity? If Krishna wants to bewilder any one of us through his energy, who are we? So now, Balramji's final conclusion, or I would say the final hit on the head of the nail was when Balramji was standing at the foothill of Govardhan Hill, and he noticed that the elderly cowherd men are taking the cows on top of Govardhan Hill to feed them, and suddenly these cows, they see their calves and they start running towards the calves. Now when the cows are running, that too downhill with their very heavy body, it's very risky for them because they are not athletic animals. But then they ran downhill with milk flowing out of their udders, just trying to reach out to their calves. And the cowherd men are literally running with sticks to beat these cows. And as soon as they reach down and they see their children, they throw the stick. They let the cow go to the calves. They go to their children. And Balramji is watching this scene. He says, what is happening in Vrindavan? Why such a bewildered scene? Why such an amazing difference than what it was before? And now that first time after 1 year, Balramji thinks to himself, hang on, I am Supreme Lord also. If I cannot answer a question, there is a problem. If I don't know an answer to a question, why such a change in Vrindavan for 1 full year, it has to be a play of Krishna. So he just holds Krishna by neck and he says, you tell me, what is the issue? How is it possible that even I am bewildered? It has to be you. Unless you have interfered and you have done something, no one can bewilder me. And then Krishna reveals, sorry bhaiya, I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you for 1 full year what I was doing. All the calves and boys are me. So where are the other ones? That Brahma has taken. But Vishwanath Acharya Thakur explains that Brahma was not capable of even touching the calves and cowherd boys. He was not even qualified to take them. He took Maya, the fake, illusory calves and cowherd boys, because the calves and cowherd boys of Krishna are associates of the Lord from the spiritual world. Brahma has no jurisdiction over them. So where were the actual calves and cowherd boys? They were with Yogamaya. Brahmaji had taken the one which is the Chaya, the covered ones, the illusory ones. And Krishna had expanded into himself as Narayan, 400 Narayan, into all the calves and cowherd boys who were in the pastime right now. So there are 3 sets now, not 2. So one is with Yogamaya, one is with Brahmaji, and the one who are acting on the floor is expansion of Krishna personally. And then when Brahmaji realizes that he has really messed it up, he has really, really messed it up, he comes apologizing. And a very beautiful explanation is given that, and that explanation is one of the lessons for us, that if you do a mistake and you realize, just go and apologize. Don't give arguments in defense. Just go and first apologize. So Brahmaji goes, first head down, bang. Second head down, bang. Third and fourth. And with 4 heads, he bangs. And then he says, I'm just sorry. And a very beautiful prayer he offers. And Brahmaji says that, please do not be upset with me. And to invoke that motherly affection in Krishna's heart, Brahmaji says, have you ever seen a mother getting upset on their own child when the child in the womb kicks the mother? Mother doesn't get upset, right? Mother is not upset. Why are you kicking me? Actually, it really ignites the affection or motherly love of a mother when the child kicks in the womb. So Brahmaji says, I am that child-like in your womb who is kicking you. Please don't get upset with me. And then Brahmaji says, I am so bewildered by your potency that those who have already claimed and those in future who will claim that they have understood you, let them do so. As far as me, the creator of this cosmos, Brahma, is there, I have no idea who you are. And that's my humble submission. I have no idea who you are. And then his very famous prayer comes. With that I'll finish. Where Brahmaji says that if someone really wants to qualify to become a recipient of your mercy, one has to apply this one principle, and that is Tatte nukampa susumikshamano punjana evatma kritam vipakam hridvagya vapurbhir vidadan namaste jive teyo mukti pade siddhai bhag. that life will throw its challenges based on our karma. We have no control over it. So instead of blaming you or blaming anyone else, let me accept that gracefully. But then he says, Tatte anukampa susumiksamano. Just constantly, hopefully waiting that one day you will be merciful to me. While experiencing all the reactions of one's own deeds. Hrid vag vapu, from heart, from my words, from my body, I'll continue to pay you obeisances. And Brahmaji says, if someone can do that, that person becomes a qualified recipient of entering into the spiritual world. Mukti padesa dai bhag. It's like a child. If a child maintains a decent relationship, not a best relationship, if a child even maintains a decent relationship with the parents, after the parents passes away, all the property of the parent comes to the child. It becomes his claim. Similarly, a devotee becomes a rightful claim of your spiritual abode just by doing this very simple activity. Do not blame you, do not complain, just accept whatever is coming and just hopefully wait for your mercy and continue to be a devotee. That's it. So with that I'll stop. If any question, comments or correction anyone has, we can discuss. Yes, Sivya.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the nice class. Prabhu, you mentioned that even if we serve for years and we don't serve the devotees in the temple, then we cannot get the taste for hearing Lord Krishna's pastimes. So Prabhu, in services like cooking for the deities, we see after cooking for the deities, we obviously serve it as prasadam to the devotees. And even when we're dressing the deities, we do it for the pleasure of both the lordships and the devotees. So how is that, when we're serving Krishna, we're not serving the devotees simultaneously?
So when we say we are serving Krishna and not devotees, it's the attitude that I don't need anyone else between me and the deities. I will just come, do my seva to the deities and I'm satisfied. No. So it's a very good attitude to have the Lord's devotees in mind when we are doing any service. What that means literally is we should not be neglectful of other servants of the Lord while we are serving the Lord. It's exactly like when your spiritual master is there, and in order to serve your spiritual master, sometimes the devotee jumps over other devotees, steps over other devotees. Oh, I have to serve my Guru, I have to serve my Guru. Or even mistreats other devotees because I have to serve my Guru, I have to serve my Guru. That mentality is not service attitude. So same thing, when we are trying to serve Krishna, and if there is a mistreatment to devotee happens, that means we have neglected the whole aspect of serving devotees or their existence with me along with my service to the deities. A Kanishta Adhikari is a person, or a neophyte devotee is a person who thinks it's just me and the Lord, rest people are not important for me. But actually just imagine our life without devotees. So many people claim, when you ask people, how did you become devotee? He said, yeah, I just read the book and I became devotee. Or any devotee helped you? No, it was just me. How is it possible? No, I just came to the temple, I ate prasad, I became devotee. Who cooked it? A devotee cooked it. Who gave the book? A devotee distributed the book. Devotees helped in printing the book. Prabhupada as a devotee wrote the book. Now I just came to the temple and I sat for the lecture and I just picked up the philosophy, I became a devotee. Who gave the lecture? A devotee gave the lecture, right? So in every single aspect, I just came to the deities, I just saw how beautiful they are and I just got attracted and I started chanting. Who dressed it? Who dressed the deities so beautifully that you got attracted? So without devotees and without acknowledging their presence, and without acknowledging that without devotees I cannot move an inch towards Krishna, devotional life is going to stay at neophyte stage only. And that's what so many people we see all around the world, they try to do. They just act in a way as if they have an independent relationship with God with no one in between. Yeah. So that has to be avoided. That's the understanding. Otherwise, all our services are towards the Lord only. Most of the services.
Also mentioned that, when we're hearing the scores or even looking at the deities, there's the motive that keeping me in the center, that, I dress the deities and they look so good. So Prabhuji, how do we let go of that subtle thought? Externally we may show, that humility, but inside the thoughts are still there, I need the praise, or the pride still remains. So what should we do? Should we leave those services that are making us proud? Or should we just pray to the Lord?
You're asking a wrong person. I'm myself struggling with it, but I'll answer it theoretically. No, you can't leave a service, because even a toilet cleaner feels proud of his cleaning the toilet, and he feels, when people come and see, Hare, how much clean is it? Where will you run? You cannot run from any service, because every service will bring pride. When a person cleans courtyard, so many times when we give service for courtyard cleaning to someone, they will come and say, everything okay, Prabhu? Everything okay? What he wants to hear? He actually wants to hear that you have done a good job. And we know that. And to encourage him to come next week also, we say, amazing, man, I've never seen it before like that. But the fact is, that's what the person wants to hear. Now, which service you will do which will not give you this pride? Even peeling potatoes can give you that. See how I've cut each potato in same shape. Pride can enter anywhere. Of course, there are some services which are very attention gaining. Like sometimes devotees would say in a program, Prabhu, I would like to do Kirtan Seva. You don't want to do Kirtan Seva. You want to be in highlight and limelight. I want to do Kirtan Seva. Can you serve Prasadam? No, I like to do Kirtan Seva. So we have to check that. Every service can do that. Pride can come anywhere and everywhere. And that's how purification happens. It can begin with pride, but it should not continue with pride. And that's why very, very consciously we should offer the results to Guru and Krishna. Very consciously. Not hearing your score is not a solution. Solution is you have to offer it to Guru and Krishna. Some devotees, as soon as score starts reading, they go out. And when the score finishes, they enter. Right? But they make sure people notice that they go out when score reading is happening, and then they enter. No, we cannot cheat. So that's why the only way to deal with pride is developing an attitude of offering it to Guru and Krishna. Because if you remove Guru and Krishna from equation, who are we? You gave such an amazing class. Based on what? What Prabhupada has given, right? Imagine you remove Prabhupada from the equation. You remove ISKCON from the equation. Who will even talk to us? Hardly we'll have people who will talk to us. And even if they talk to us, they will only talk to exploit us. So it has to go back to Guru and Krishna, because that's where it's coming from. Is it okay? Anything else? Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
Govinda Radharaman Hare Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radharaman Hare Govinda
Dasamati Nandana Brajabharanagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yamati Nandana Brajabharanagara Gokula Ranjana Dasamati Nandana Brajabharanagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Paranadhana Madana Manahara Kaliya Damana Vidhana Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manahara Kaliya Damana Vidhana Dasamati Nandana Brajabharanagara Dasamati Nandana Brajabharanagara